As I begin this recording, I do want to give you a friendly reminder. If you do not wish to appear in the recording, either in video or audio, please make sure to have your audio and video disabled at all times. Nothing you put in the chat will appear in the recording. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing, and Rita, you are welcome to take over.
Okay. I'm getting there. There we go. Hi. How's everybody this morning? My name is Rita Duggan. I'm here in San Antonio. I think I have a few of my clients that might be reaching in from New York State. So welcome to everybody. I have a little hoarseness for some local allergens that are in the area, but hopefully y'all can understand me. As we begin our yoga class today, I remind you that this is your yoga, your class. You can do what you need to do for your particular body for today. So if something bothers you, pull back. If you feel that your breathing becomes extra labored or a little bit more intense, pull back, listen to your body. It's your yoga. I'm going to change the view just for make sure I've got everybody here. Let's do speak. Okay. Oh, wait, that didn't happen. Just changing the view for a minute. Okay, I'm just changing the view. Sorry for the full screen. Here we go. Well, that didn't work either. Okay, I'm just trying to change the view. Sorry. Here we go. Okay, we'll get started. Hopefully you have a good sturdy chair. Mine is fairly short. It's a folding chair. If your chair is fairly short, but you're a tall person, you might want to place a pillow underneath the chair to be sitting more upright. Even though you're in a chair, I remind you not to lean back into the chair. Most of the postures we do, you will be required to be sitting straight up and not leaning into the back of the chair. There will be a couple of times where I will allow you to do that. Sitting up nice and straight, bring yourself to this moment at this time. Feet flat on the floor, place your hands on your lap, and just close your eyes to center yourself, bringing yourself to this spot at this moment. Keeping your eyes closed, you will do 3 breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale through the nose. And one more. Inhale. And exhale. Slowly open your eyes. Stretch your arms straight down. Squeeze your fingers together and lift them straight up. Reaching up to the ceiling and slowly come back down. Just starting with some beginning stretching. Inhale, stretch up. Pull the belly in below the belly button to support your back. And slowly come back down. Inhale, stretch up. Reach up. You may start looking up to the ceiling just slightly. Starting to get a little stretch in your neck. Slowly come back down. 2 more. Inhale, stretch up. Reaching up, nice straight arms, straight elbows, reach up. Slowly look back down. And 1 more. Inhale, reach up. Fill the lungs with fresh air. And then slowly come back down and start shaking your hands, shaking your hands. Now we're up for Spider-Man. Reach your left arm straight up. Reach, reach, reach. Beginning to stretch from the arm all the way through the armpit, through the side of the body, and then changing arms and reaching up. I call this Spider-Man. Walking up the side of the building, reach up, reach, 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 and then do the other arm, reaching up. Maybe one arm doesn't want to go up as high as the other. That's okay. Just being aware of what your body is doing today. Reaching up, climbing the wall. We'll do one more set. Reach up, and then the other arm reaching up last time. And then bring your hands down to your side and take them out to the side. Now you have your hands wide, starfish your fingers. So your hands are nice and wide. Now turn your palms up, pull the belly in right here, and then turn the palms down and then reach to the back. So palms are facing the back behind you. Then come back to the center right here, palms up, and then turn them down, all the way down, and reach back. Back to the center, palms up, and then slowly come down, reach back, reach back, reach back. One more time, palms up, and then slowly come down and reach back, reach back, reach back. Now bring your hands back out to the side and hug. Bring one arm over the other. Excuse me, squeeze your arms together. Try and reach for your shoulder blades behind you. Now here's the key. Keep your elbows up. Don't bring them into your chest. Bring them up and away from your chest, belly in, and squeeze. Hug, hug, hug. Everybody needs a self hug every once in a while. Then slowly come up, stretch out, and then bring the other arm on top of the other. Switch arms. Once again, reaching for your shoulder blades behind you. Pull the belly in. Elbows are stacked and away from your chest. And squeeze. Nice hug. One more set of hugs. Reach out. Now the other arm goes on top. Reach for the shoulder blades. Perhaps the second time, you can reach even a little further as you started to stretch the muscles. Reach, elbows up. And then one more time out, and then slowly come together and hug, switching the arms, reaching for the shoulder blades, elbows up away from your chest. And then slowly come out and down. Good. Half moon is next. Bring your arms up over your head, interlace your fingers, release your index fingers, cross your thumbs. Try and keep the palms of your both hands together, pressing them together. These are where my hands look, kind of like Charlie's Angels right there. Press your arms close to your ears. Pull the belly in right below the belly button. Press in, inhale, and bend over to your right. As you bending over, keep both hips firmly planted in your chair. Try and keep both arms close to your ears and slowly come back up. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, giving room for your spine to stretch over to the other side, make sure your arms are staying as close to your ears as possible. Your body's just bending to the side, hips in the chair. And then slowly come back up. Now lean back into your chair. This is your permission to lean into your chair. Look up to the ceiling and bring your arms back. Looking up to the ceiling, bring your arms as far back as possible. And slowly come back up. Now separate your feet a little if they haven't been. Pull the belly in, keep your arms over your head, and slowly bend forward. Drop your head as much as you can. If you can touch the floor, that's fine. If you can't, that's fine too. Just try and drop your head, stretch your neck. Then take another deep breath. Inhale, and then as you exhale, you slowly come back up, come back up, come back up, and the arms down. Good. Next is modified eagle. Bring your right arm straight up at a right angle. So try and keep your upper arm parallel to the floor, your elbows at a right angle. Take the other hand, place it underneath the elbow, and push the elbow up to the ceiling. But at the same time, this arm is pushing down. So both arms are co-contracting, they're working against each other. This arm's pushing down, the other arm is pushing up. You should feel your chest muscles contracting. You should feel a little bit in your shoulders, certainly in your arms. Keep pushing. Push down and push up. Keep push down and push up. Breathing all the time. Don't hold your breath. Keep pushing, and then slowly release. Bring your hands out. Now take the other arm in front, right angle. The upper part of the arm is parallel to the floor. The elbow's at a right angle. Bring it right here in front of your chest. Take the other arm, place it underneath the elbow, and push the elbow up to the ceiling. At the same time, this elbow is pushing down. Once again, your belly is still engaged, supporting you, getting the core muscles active. Your chest muscles are contracting. Everything's working. Push and keep pushing, especially the top arm. It sometimes wants to stay out of the party. It's in the party too. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, and then slowly come back out and come down. Good. We'll do a little bit more with our hands. So clasp your fingers together like here, and keep your elbows close to your ribs, so close to your body, and just draw figure eights with your wrist. You might hear snap, crackle, pop. I'm hearing it a little bit in mine. So just drawing figure eights with your wrist, try and keep your elbows straight, so close to your body. So the only thing moving is your wrists and your hands. And keep working and working, circling figure eight, and then stop and see if you can remember which way you started and go the opposite way. This is the mental challenge that sometimes comes with yoga. So I'm trying to go the opposite direction and just keep going, working some mobility issues for our wrists. Sometimes our wrists don't get a lot of love. They do a lot of work for us all day long. Okay, and release. Now take one hand, I'm gonna take this hand, and I'm gonna stretch it out, and I'm gonna just push it back down with the other hand. So it looks kind of like this from the side. Good, stretching the wrist again, and just pushing it down, not too hard, but you wanna challenge the wrist. Maybe the first time this morning, who knows? And then take the wrist and pull it back with the same hand, pull the fingers back. Nice and gentle, doesn't have to be hard. You're just starting to wake up a lot of those joints in the body. Take the other hand, push down with the top hand, with the other opposite arm, push down, push down. All the while when you're doing some of these static stretches, you are breathing in and out through the nose, long and slow, slower the better. Maybe your exhale is even longer, that's even better. Then take the hand again and flex the fingers back towards your body. Good. Long and slow. Inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. Good. Now bring your hands together into prayer. Bring your elbows out to the side. Pull the belly in, and then slowly bring your arms up over your head. And then bend your elbows so that your hands are behind your head. So it looks a little bit like this from the side. Good. Try and keep your elbows close. Don't wing them out too much. Pull the elbows in if you can. And then you're going to try and keep your elbows up to the ceiling. So instead of having the elbows down here, try and push them up to the ceiling. At the same time, they're maintaining their prayer position behind your head. Pull the belly in. Good. Now you can take one hand and just push the elbow up a little higher. So you're stretching this part of the arm, the tricep, pushing the elbow up all the time, keeping the belly engaged. And then slowly do the other arm. This arm goes up, elbow up to the ceiling, and you can push it up this way. Good. And if that's not working, you can also go up and over your head. That's a little more intense. Whatever works for you today. Belly in. Good. And slowly come back down and shake your hands out, getting the blood working. Good. We're going to work on our chin. We're going to do some more work for our head and neck. But first, we're going to retract our chin. So take a fist. So my fist is right here, and my fingers are out to the side. Place the fist underneath your chin, right here. That's about where your head and neck should fit on your shoulders. So if you had your fist here and your chin was out here, that meant it was too far back, too far out. So place it right here. And if your fist is fitting underneath your chin, that's probably the right spot. Now let go of the fist and now retract the chin. So you're going to bring it back. So the fist would have gone away. Bring it back and then bring it forward. So we're just moving the head and neck. We're retracting. Imagine somebody's coming up right to you and they don't have a mask on. So you're retracting back in this days of pandemic, and then push forward, leaning forward, and then push back, retracting the neck back, and then forward. And one more time, retracting back, and then forward. Now we're going to turn our head and neck right and left. So turn right, just turn all the way right. Try and start looking over your shoulder if you can. Getting a little twist for our upper body, but more importantly, the head and neck mobility. Come back to the center, and then look over to your left, looking over the shoulder if possible. One side might be more mobile than the other. That's fine. You're human. Come back to the center and do one more set. Look over to your right, head and neck lined up with on top of the shoulders. Come back to the center and then look over to the left. Looking over the shoulder, who's behind you? Is it somebody famous? Maybe. Come back to the center. Now tilt your head to the right and come back and tilt your head to the other side and come back. One more set, tilt right. Maybe one day your ear might touch the shoulder, maybe not. Come back to the center and tilt to the other side and come back. Now we're going to do head circles. We'll start with bringing our chin down to our chest, tilting your head to the right, looking back, looking up to the ceiling, tilting it to the other side and back down to your chest. Now we'll go the opposite direction. Chin is at your chest, then tilt to the left, look up to the ceiling, tilt to the right, and back down. One more set. Tilt to the right, back up to the ceiling, to the left, and back down. Last one, tilt to the left, back up to the ceiling, tilt to the other side, and back down to your chest. Now come back up, looking straight ahead, neutral. Now we're going to do the head circles, but all fluid. So just start with your chin down and then turn your head to one side, look up to the ceiling, turn your head to the other side, look down to your chest, then start the opposite side and just a nice fluid, slow circle with your head. One more set, turn to the one side, look up to the ceiling, turn to the other side and down. And the last one, look up to the ceiling and to the side and down and bring your head up. Good. Shoulder rolls are next. If you've been leaning over a desk already this morning, you will really love this. So bring your arms straight down, belly still engaged, bring your shoulders up to the ears and then bring them all the way back like your shoulder blades are touching and then down to the side. Up to the ears, squeeze them all the way behind and down. Up to the ears, squeeze them behind, down. Two more, up to the ears, squeeze behind and down. Up to the ears, squeeze behind and down. Now we're going to go forward, bring them up to the ears and roll your shoulders forward. Yes, up to the ears, roll the shoulders and arms forward. Good. Up to the ears, shoulders forward, down. Two more. Up to the ears, shoulders forward, down. Last one. Up to the ears, shoulders forward and down. Now lift one shoulder up, just the right shoulder is what I'm doing, and then retract it, bring it back. So opening up a little bit of the chest, just bring it back for a little while, then bring it back up to your ear and down. do the other shoulder. My left shoulder is coming up now. I pull it back, retracting it behind you. Come back to the ear and down. One more set. Right ear, right shoulder up to the ear. Bring it back, retract. Bring it up back to the ear and down. And the last one, the left shoulder is up to the ear and then retract it, bringing it back, feeling a nice stretch in the front part of the body and up and down. Good. Swimming is next. I always love to do swimming. It's great for the shoulder muscles, for all this area of the body. So bring your arm straight down and then start bringing your left arm up and over, reaching up and over. At the same time, then when that one comes down, the other arm comes up and over. You're doing front crawl if y'all are swimmers, front crawl, but these are very high waves. So we're in the Gulf of Mexico maybe, and the waves are very high. Your arms have to go way up and over. Your elbows are straight. You're trying to reach up and over the waves, bringing the arms way back and then reaching straight up and over, way back and up and over, reaching up and over. And one last set, reaching up and over and up and over. Reach, reach, reach. Good. All right. Shake it out. Good. Nice work. The last thing we're going to do for the upper body for this section of the class is sun salutations. The sun is out here in San Antonio. It's a little hot today. So sitting up nice and straight, belly in. You're going to reach up, arms up to the ceiling. This is one. And then slowly come down and try and maybe touch your feet or the floor. Drop your head down and then bring your hands up onto your knees. And this is 3. Now here is where you want to press your upper body onto your thighs, creating a compression here. The more you do that, you'll feel a great stretch in your lower back. Keep your head in line with the spine. Don't crank your head up. Just keep it nice and lined up and feel the stretch. And then slowly come back up. Bring your left knee into your chest. You can use your hands to bring it up as high as possible. While you're here, circle your ankles, getting some mobility for the ankles and the feet. You might hear snap, crackle, pop. You might have heard mine right there. And then slowly bring that leg down. The next leg comes up. This is my crazy hip leg side. So I don't usually bring it up as high. Snap, crackle, pop. Once again, I'm honoring my body, not doing it as intensely on this side. And then slowly bring that leg down. Now, permission again to lean back in the chair. Bring your arms out to the side. Look up to the ceiling. Your arms go further back, opening the chest. Life is good. Good. Come back together. We'll do one more. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale all the way down. Drop your head. Maybe touch your feet. Maybe touch the floor. And bring your hands onto your knees. Place your upper body pressed onto your legs. Look away from you, look out, not straight down. Keep the head in line with the spine. Slowly come back up. Left knee into your chest, circle, circle, circle. Left knee down, right knee up, circle, circle. Good. And then slowly bring it down, lean back into your chair. Look up to the ceiling. Arms back, chin up, chest up, and then slowly come back together. Good. Now we'll work on our legs. We'll do a little leg work and then we'll do some standing work with the chair. So start working your muscles, waking up these big muscles. These are the biggest muscle groups of your body in your legs and your hips. And they need a lot of love because they do a lot for us during the day too. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to move my chair back so you can see what my legs are doing. So the first thing we'll do is stretch your feet straight out, point your toes, and then flex them. Pull the belly in, once again, sitting almost forward instead of back. Point and flex, and point and flex, point and flex, point and flex. Keep pointing, keep flexing. Try not to bring your legs should not be higher than the chair. It should be right at the level of your chair seat. And point and flex point, and flex. Straight legs, straight knees, point, and flex. 2 more, point, and flex, and point, and flex. And you can bring your legs down for a quick little break, then bring them straight up again. Point your toes, and then slowly turn your feet in so that your big toes are touching. Then slowly turn out, and you're going to bring your legs together nice and slow and controlled, and eventually the heels will touch. And then turn them out, big toes touching, turn them back out again so that the heels touch. You should feel the inner thighs touching at that point. Turn your big toes in, turn out nice and slow and controlled. The slower, the better. And then 2 more sets, big toes touching, turn out, heels finally touching. And last one, big toes touching, and then slowly come together, and the heels are touching. Good. Waking up the muscles. Nice work for the legs. Now we're going to go wide. So your legs are going to go straight up. You're going to flex your feet so that the toes are facing you. And then you're going to stretch your legs out. And you might have to hold on to the chair, depending what kind of chair you have. I usually hold on here because I'm actually leaning forward a little bit. So legs straight out, flex your feet, and then slowly bring them back in. Go as wide as you can. You're working the inner thighs. They don't get a lot of love at all during the day. And they're so important for us for our standing and our balance. Very important for balance. So slowly bring them together, squeezing. Slowly go out. The slower you do this, the better the muscles will get engaged. Slowly come in. Momentum doesn't work for us. We have to do it nice and slow so those muscles get their workout. Slowly come together. Do 2 more. Come straight out and go in. And 1 more time, straight out and slowly go in. Good. Nice and slow. Bring it back down. Stretch your legs out. I'm going to go back further here. Stretch your legs straight out so that your heels are touching on the floor. So the same thing you did before where your legs were out, this time the heels are on the floor. Bring them as wide as you can, holding on to the bottom of the chair for stability. And you're just doing a static stretch here. So hold the stretch. The feet are flexed. The toenails are facing you. You should be able to see all 10 of your toes by looking down. That's the flexion. You can bring your legs out wide, maybe a little wider. You'll feel a nice stretch here in the inner thigh, a little bit in the hip flexor. Nice work for your ankles. Just hold it there. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. Now, we're going to do a warrior 1 variation in the chair. So I'm going to take my left foot and it's going to be out to the side like it was bent. The other leg is going to be out here. My right leg is going to be right here at my side at a right angle. So I will get closer so you can see me. Good. So the back leg you see is up on its toes. If you're nice and tall, which I am not, you don't have to have them up on your toes, but the idea is to create the stretch. By having the back leg, the back foot up on the toes, you'll have a better stretch for the hip flexor right here. This leg, as much as possible, keeping it flat on the floor. Good. And you're stretching this leg as much as possible. Think of pushing this hip towards the side. And there's your warrior 1 variation. And you can play with your arms. You can bring arms here. You can have them holding onto the chair. You can have 1 arm and back. It doesn't really matter. The idea is to start working the stretch for the legs. And then as you do your arm variations, that's your balance challenge. So hold it here for 1 more breath. Inhale and exhale. Good. And now we'll do the other side. So I'll bring my legs back together here. I'll turn the other leg out to the side of the chair. If your chair has arms, this might be a little bit more challenging. And then this back leg is here. to the side. I'm trying to give it a right angle. The back, the foot has the toes. It's on the toes. This other leg is right here in front of me. The foot is flat on the floor. The more I get towards the edge of the chair, because I'm only 5'1", the easier it is for me to present this. Those of you that are taller, you're so lucky. So take a deep breath, inhale, exhale, and do one more. Inhale and exhale. Good. And slowly come back, bring your legs back to the center. Good. We're going to do one more thing with our feet sitting, and then we'll do some standing. So these are called heel ups. I tell the story that my 103-year-old mother-in-law was told to do these 3 or 4 times a day, 15 at a time. And then she would do 2 or 3 sets of 15. We're not going to do all the sets. We're going to do 1 set of 15. Keep your feet flat on the floor and lift your heels up and down. And she's still going strong at 103. Up and down and up and down. And this is 4. Down. Pull the belly in. 5. Good. Try not to rock back into your chair. Everything's stable except your heels are coming up. And this might be 7. I don't know. I sometimes lose count. So if we do 95, okay. And 9 and 10 and 11 and 12 and 13 and 14 and 15. Good. Slowly come down. Now we're going to stand up. Those of you who want to stand can stand. If you don't, you can do a lot of these things still in the chair. And I will show you the standing. And some of these are similar to what we just did in the chair. So bring your chair out to the side if you are standing. Use it as your bar, as your stability. And keep your feet flat on the floor. I have them just a little separated. I don't have my feet together. I have them about 2 fists width between, right underneath my hips. And I'm going to do the same thing we just did. I'm going to lift my heels up and come down and tighten the glutes. If you hear some whining, that's my geriatric dog. I apologize. He's 18. And come down and stand up and down and heels up and down and come up on all 10 toes and down. And as you come up, try and tighten both glutes. That'll help your stability. Down and come up and down. 2 more. Up and down and up and down. Now we're going to go up one more time and hold it there. We're going to tighten the glutes. The knees are straight, and we're just going to bend the knees just a little. Nice little bending of the knees, getting the knees some work, and come back up. Hold on to your chair and bend the knees and come back up. Bending the knees, staying up on your toes. All 10 toes are getting the love. And one more, bending the knees and coming back up, and then heels down. Good. You can shake it out a little. Done some work already for the legs and the hips. The next thing we're going to do is a tiny squat, and I'll show you the side. So you can do there are all kinds of different squats we can do, but the one we're going to do today is just a small squat. My feet are going to be parallel to each other, kind of like number 11. I'll show you the side view. It's just a small squat. So I'm not really pushing the booty back a whole lot. I'm just squatting right here, and I'm trying to drag my hands down to my knees. Just a little squat. Yeah, just a little squat to get the knees some love. Sometimes we just need to squat a little bit to see the bargains on the bottom shelf at the store. Sometimes that's where they are. So keep squatting. Good. And pushing the hands down to the knees. As you squat, the knees stay over the toes. So don't let the knees go crazy and go wild on you when you're squatting. Especially, I find if you come back up, the knees want to come back in together like that. You want to keep the knees right over the toes all the time. All the time. Knees over toes. Knees over toes. We'll do another little variation in a couple of moves. Do 2 more here. Squatting and squatting. Now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to come up on the toes. So you're going to squat and come up on the toes. using your chair for balance, squat, and then come back up on the toes, just like we did before. Squat, come back up on the toes. Squat, come back up on the toes. Squat, come back up on the toes. Maybe without an arm or without using the chair, maybe. And one more, hold it. And down. Good. All right, we're gonna walk in place. And everybody says, well, what's so hard about walking? Well, usually not too much, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk in place and we're gonna move our head, because when your head starts moving while you're walking, sometimes the body gets confused. So we're just gonna practice walking in place for a couple of steps, and then we'll move our head. So we're gonna start walking, just walking to HEB, walking down into the park, walking out the sidewalk to get your mail. Okay, now start looking to your right. So look to your right, then look to center, then look to left and center, and look to right and center and left and center. What happens to your body? Does it go crazy? Mine was moving side to side. So you want to try and keep your body as straight as possible, up and down. We'll do one more set. And look to right and center and left and center and right and center and left and center. Good. Practice that some other time. It's amazing what the body likes to do, and the head is not sometimes connected. So we kind of work on that mental as well as physical exercise. We're going to do hip circles. So place your hands about where you feel your hip bones, somewhere around there. Keep your feet a little separated. I have them just a tad wider than my hips. I turned out my toes just a little. So instead of straight ahead, they're turned out. And I'm going to push my hips forward, tighten the glutes behind you, push to the right, go to the back, go to the left, and go forward. Now I'm going to go to this side, go to the left, my left, back, right, and forward. One more set, right, back, left, forward, and left, back, right, forward. Good. Now just push your hips forward a little bit more and hold it there, static stretch, stretching the hip flexors. They love to be stretched right there. Good. All right, now turn the chair around. For this last part of class, we're going to do a few things with the chair, with the seat facing us. Make sure your chair is on a non-slippery surface, or it has rubber legs so that you don't slide. Pull the belly in, place your hands on the chair seat. You want your hands starfish, so spreading out wide. We say jazz hands in dance class. So spread your fingers out wide. Good. And we're going to do something to stretch the wrists. So first your hands are facing, your fingers are facing straight away, and then turn it so that your wrists are facing each other. So it looks like this on the chair. Now this already for some of you might be a little, wow, that's not what I'm used to, and that's okay. Do what you can. Maybe yours is at an angle. It doesn't matter. It's just starting to stretch your wrists. Then if you're ready, you can try and maybe have the fingers facing your body. Oh yeah. Now this has taken me some time. So if you're not hyper flexible in your arms and wrists, this may not be possible at all. And that's okay. It's just working towards it. So maybe you're here, maybe you're still back here, maybe you're here, that's okay. That's your wrist mobility exercise. Good. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is cat-cow. So you're gonna place your hands flat on the seat again. The fingers are facing away from me. Your feet are going to be about the width of my chair legs. So they're straight ahead, about the width of my chair legs. And I'm going to try and create a right angle with my hips and a right angle here with my shoulders. And then I'm going to pull the belly in. So you see, if I pull the belly in, my back arches just a little. And then I'm going to drop the belly, push the chest forward towards the back of the chair and try and look up. So hopefully I have a little bit of a dip in my back, if you see the difference. And now I'm going to pull the belly in and pull the chin in creating the round back. This is the angry cat pose. And then I'm going to drop the belly, push the chest toward the back of the chair, look up to the ceiling, and do one more set. Pull the belly in, and then drop the belly, push the chest forward, look up to the ceiling, and then come back to neutral. Good. And for the last thing we'll do here today is we'll stretch right leg back and then just lift the leg up. And you want to try and keep your hips centered. Well, how do I do that? Well, first you can look at your computer, see if you're creating, if you can see in like the mirror. So you don't want the hips here. You don't want them down here. You want to try and keep them level so that maybe I could put a cup of tea back there. Maybe. Point your toes, stretch. Then slowly bring that leg back. Stretch the other leg straight back. Point the toes. Try and keep both knees straight. And your hips are level. Are they level? Let me see. Okay, yeah, maybe. Good. And then slowly come back down. Now stay there. Don't come off the chair. Keep your feet flat on the floor. Pull the belly in. And now lift your hands off the chair without touching anything else. Good. Turn your chair around front. We'll do our last stretches. So sitting flat on the chair. First one is figure 4. Bring the left leg up and over. If you cannot cross your legs here, that is fine. You can cross them at the ankles, pressing both ankles together. It'll engage those muscles. If you are up here, flex the toes. Sit up nice and straight, pull the belly in and lean forward. Lean forward, keeping the head in line with the spine. Lean forward, lean forward. Come back up. Take the opposite hand of the knee, place it on top of the knee, other hand behind on your chair, and look over to your shoulder, over your shoulder. So I'm looking over my left shoulder, twisting the spine. Then slowly come back into the center. Release that leg. Bring the other leg up and over. If you were crossing your ankles, switch and cross the other ankle on top. Place your leg over if it's here. And don't worry about where the knee is. Everybody's knee and hip is going to be in a different spot. That's just you. It's your uniqueness. Flex your feet, sit up straight, belly in, and lean forward. This side may not be as much, or the other side might have not been as much. It's just the inequality on our hips and our legs. That's fine. Just being human. Knowing that is part of the yoga process, though. Knowing the awareness of what your body is doing and where it is today. Slowly come back up, place the left hand on the opposite knee and twist to your right, looking over the shoulder, over the shoulder, over the shoulder. And slowly coming back together, place this leg down, stretch your legs out into a goddess pose. So your legs are out to the side, feet flat on the floor, hands up here, pull the belly in. Bring your hands together into prayer, stretch them up above your head, pull the belly in. Good. And I have Coco joining me towards the end here. Bring your hands down to your heart center. It is my pleasure to serve you in your yoga practice today. Have a fabulous Friday. My name is Rita. Namaste.